This video's story is titled, The Author's Curse, When Words Bring Chaos. In the quiet town of Ravenswood lived an author named Jonathan Hartley. He was known for his captivating stories that seemed to breathe life onto the pages. His words possessed a magic that transported readers to enchanting worlds and introduced them to vibrant characters. But little did anyone know, the magic of his stories held a dark secret. Jonathan had always possessed an extraordinary imagination. His stories flowed effortlessly from his mind, as if they were waiting to be told. He reveled in the joy of creating, bringing his characters to life through vivid descriptions and intricate plot lines. One fateful night, as he sat at his desk, a storm raged outside, casting eerie shadows across the room. Jonathan had been grappling with writer's block for weeks, unable to summon his usual inspiration. Frustrated and desperate, he scribbled down a few sentences in his journal, unknowingly unleashing a power he had never anticipated. As Jonathan's words hit the paper, a strange energy emanated from them. Unbeknownst to him, his words began to manifest in the real world, breathing life into his characters. At first, it seemed like a dream come true. The characters stepped off the pages, filling his home with their vibrant presence. The once empty rooms were now alive with their laughter, their conversations, and their adventures. However, as time passed, Jonathan realized the unintended consequences of his creations. His characters, once confined to the pages of his books, took on lives of their own. They began to rebel against his control, venturing into areas of his life he had never intended them to explore. One by one, the characters grew increasingly demanding and unpredictable. They disrupted his daily routines, disrupted his relationships, and invaded every aspect of his life. Jonathan found himself trapped in a reality that was no longer his own. His once peaceful existence had transformed into chaos, his mind consumed by the very creations he had birthed. His beloved characters, who were once sources of inspiration, had become his tormentors. They refused to be confined within the boundaries of his stories, and instead sought to create their own narratives. Jonathan's life crumbled as his creations ran amok, wreaking havoc wherever they went. Desperate to regain control, Jonathan returned to his journal, hoping to find a way to undo the chaos he had unwittingly unleashed. He penned words of restraint and containment, attempting to capture his creations back within the confines of his stories. But the more he wrote, the stronger they became, resisting his attempts to rein them in. In his darkest hour, when all seemed lost, Jonathan made a decision that would alter his life forever. With a heavy heart, he resolved to sacrifice the very thing that had defined him, an end to his writing. With a heavy heart, Jonathan burned his journals, destroying the gateway between his imagination and reality. The characters, sensing the severance of their connection, began to fade away, their presence dissipating like smoke in the wind. As the last remnants of his creations vanished, Jonathan stood amidst the ashes of his stories, a bittersweet emptiness filling the void within him. The destructive power of his writing had taken its toll, leaving behind a shattered life and a broken spirit. Though scarred by the experience, Jonathan found solace in knowing that the worlds he created would no longer threaten his existence. He turned his attention to rebuilding his life, seeking new avenues of expression that would not possess the same dark magic. Jonathan's journey served as a reminder of the delicate balance between creation and control. It taught him that even the most extraordinary gift can have unintended consequences. From that day forward, he would cherish the power of words, but would forever be cautious of the worlds they could unleash if left unchecked. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video and consider subscribing to hear even more. Yours truly, the Literary Luminary.